Show! What's going on, everybody? It's Curtin here, the D.B.A.B. Podcast. We're back. It's been a minute. It's Cletus and I here. Everybody else is busy doing their own thing. You know what I mean? But
It has been a legit minute.
yeah, it has been a minute. I can remember the last time. We'd have to go back and see when
I
you and I
got you.
got together. You know what I mean? So, like I said, it's been a while. You know what I mean? To the people, if you've been waiting, right? We apologize, but we're back, right? We've just been busy with
May 14th.
May
So
14th.
almost a month.
Almost a month. You know what I mean? So, obviously part of that was, the end of the school year winding down, people doing this and that, schedules, trying to get everybody on the same schedule for the most part, everybody had something going on towards the end of school and then summer hits. And
Oh yeah.
some of us went on a mystery trip across, to a different country. So none of us have been worried about moving and finding places and whatnot, but it's
For
been
real.
great. So, Cletus, how's it going, man?
It's been going good, man. Just like I was, you were kind of talking about before, just freaking in the middle of moving, to one place for a little bit, then going to be packing up again and moving to another place in about a month, and leaving for Corpus Thursday. Yeah, Thursday of this week for a little about 2 or 3 day vacation down there.
Oh,
And so it's just the middle of summer, man. Just just trying to enjoy the summer while we have it and enjoy. We got summer workouts in full swing. About to start second week of that
sir.
of summer workouts. So I mean, it's been good, bro. We're like I said, we are full at it right now. 7-on-7. We're in a little league in New Home, so we're doing that in June, every Monday in June. So
Gotcha. Nice.
then we got, sorry, then we got next Saturday. We're going to Abilene for the state um, alignment challenge.
There you go.
Then the week after that, that last week in June, our kids qualified for the state 7-on-7
Let's go.
tournament. So
Congratulations.
that's a lot of things happening.
Flex raid coming, baby. Coming to College Station.
The flex rate, that's right. Us and our little Madden wristbands. I'm telling you, man. I wish I need to take a picture of them to show you, but it's literally we have 4 plays per card.
Yeah.
We have 3 cards in a wristband, and it has the routes.
Yep.
The kids know they line up. They look at it. Okay, go.
Simple.
Line up and go. Then we'll run one flex bone
Yeah.
passing concept.
Right. Maybe some type of boot or something.
Usually,
All good.
normally.
All good. Yeah. Awesome. Yeah. So, obviously, not the same predicament but again, moving wise, obviously, I'll be transitioning over the summer as well with living arrangements and stuff. The only thing that, and I guess it's probably common everywhere, but the one issue that I always run into is finding places that is the pet policy when trying to find places. You know what I mean?
Well,
So,
especially with you, we're kind of the same boat with ours. We're German Shepherd, so it's
yeah,
those breed restrictions on places.
yeah, and it's
They're the
such a
only thing. The only thing that helps us with that is she's a gosh dang it, a ESA.
yeah,
So you can get a waiver
right,
for that stuff, and it can waive a lot of those pet restrictions.
yeah. So the other new coach we got, he has 2 German Shepherds, so like he was kind of in the same boat. You know what I mean? So it's always kind of a kick in the sack when you find places and it's like it looks all good, and then they'll have that breed restriction thing, and a lot of the time, obviously they gotta, it's part of their insurance policy or whatever. It's not like they're,
Mm-hmm.
have any type of certain bias towards dogs. It's just,
Because
their insurance and stuff. You know what I
Because what you went through, like what 2 or 3 places when you're moving to Weatherford, right? That like had a place, it was good, about
Yeah,
to sign the lease. Then they go, "Oh, you have a German Shepherd. Sorry."
yeah. Last year there was one place last year where didn't have nothing posted anywhere about it. So went through, did the application, and then they denied the
Pay the
application because the breed thing. And I was like, you didn't even have nothing on there. So that was fun to go through and look.
yeah, yeah, and that was one thing we were really looking at when we were looking this spring was we had to find something that was pet friendly and obviously like I said, her being an ESA helps with
Yeah,
that waiver, but still it was a pain in the butt just to find a place. Sometimes I would just take a dog,
yeah,
because a lot of those houses they don't want
yep,
them to poop or pee in the house or ruin the house or
yeah, for sure. And that was that other coach. We brought it up when we were looking one night. We even went down the rabbit hole of trying to register our dogs as the ESA thing, just to kind of help get past all that kind of stuff. You know what I mean? Just to try to find some type of
Mhm.
gray hole or loophole to get through. But
Well, freaking so she's been ESA for a long time, but like Alexis had to and like go to a doctor and
yep,
get a doctor to sign off on
yep,
that she's an ESA.
yep. And I,
We can't
yeah,
just say, "Hey, she's an ESA.
yeah,
Here's some paperwork we filled out
yep,
10 years ago." No, we need a current.
yep,
So okay, so we did it, and we paid we were about to pay the pet fee. Without it, then we got it, and so they redid the lease, and they waived the pet fee, and good to hook.
yeah. So obviously, that's what when I did the research, that's what came up. Like you can go through and get the ESA stuff, but a lot of times, if they wanted to challenge it, obviously having the doctor's note kind of help reinforces all that kind of
Yeah,
stuff. So, but that's
and
good.
you
Anyways,
got, which is funny, like the cat, no big deal.
right?
The cat's no big deal.
Yeah, it's just a dog and that breed.
That's crazy, man.
It's just a
So
pain.
y'all have everyone hired?
Yeah, I think so. On the boys' side, I think we
That's
just
good.
filled our last role last week or two with the junior high guy that he was there for a day last week, so he seems like he'll be a good fit. Another young
Good.
guy that's just ready to come in and learn and roll up the sleeves and work. So we're all
That's good.
set. I think overall, coaching wise, I think we're down one. You know, spot.
Yeah, which is doable for a year, but the key is getting that guy hired again so you don't lose that spot.
Yeah,
Because I know that's always the fight is, especially with principals going, "Oh, y'all did this without this guy this year. Oh, I guess we can hire a teacher."
yeah, or absorb it somehow. So
Yeah, and save money. I mean, just yeah, it's a pain. It can be a pain in the butt sometimes
yeah, but
dealing with that kind of stuff.
like I said, our all the boys on the boys' side, all of it's filled in, I believe. So we should be good.
That's good, man.
We're pretty set. So, but
Good.
obviously, like I said, we started this past week was our first week of strength of summer conditioning stuff as well. It went really well. Numbers wise, it was pretty decent. We're still missing kids here and there, but you know, our head
Yeah.
guy doesn't really try to be over the top about it. You know what I mean? He just is more like, hey, for June, if you're gonna go on vacations and all that kind of stuff,
Mm-hmm.
take it and go
Go
with it. You know what I mean?
go be a kid. Go be a kid.
Yeah. So it's been good. I mean, obviously the numbers you'd like to see them better, but at the same time, you just gotta understand like
Mm.
they're gonna be on vacation, they're gonna do this, they're gonna do that. Just let them have
Yeah.
some time to
Yeah.
decompress and stuff, and then bring them back.
Yeah. Go go be a kid. Go enjoy.
Ah, Mumbai, wait, look at this guy. Come on. Everybody, welcome Jack to the chat, baby. Let's
Hello.
go.
Hello, Joaquin.
Come on, boys. We got 30 minutes, so let's make it quick for me.
Yeah, I'm
We
about to say,
got some
whenever
Dallas Mavs to
we're going to
watch.
be on here, and then whenever you need to hop off to go watch Luca and Kyrie tear it up tonight, and then you hop
Let's
off,
go.
baby. So,
Oof.
Let's
game
go.
two.
I can't
Game.
talk to
And
you with that hat on, Cletus.
They're closing out today. They got to close out tonight.
Well, it's good for them because Tigers right now.
No, they just hit a homer,
13.
bro.
Clemson did. Let's
Clemson
go.
hit a
I've
homer.
been in here trying to set up.
It's 10-9 right now.
Let's go, Tigres.
All right, let's go, baby.
But it looks like the umpires are talking about something, so this is not good. The Clemson head coach is out, so he looks a little pissed off right now. So
Ooh, drama.
it's not a good deal.
That game is crazy,
Dude. It's crazy.
So
The ejection.
Oh, there.
The question of what crossed the line. I have this thing on mute, so I don't know what exactly is going on.
Just said there's an ejection, so we'll see.
Uh-oh.
Could be even make it more interesting. But anyways, we got our boy back, right? We got Jack back. But for the
real quick,
go ahead,
Jack. How was the journey thing? How was like that whole me and Alexa have been talking about possibly doing that next year.
Alexis made her name in that podcast, boys. How about that? She popped it. Look at that, dude. It was
name
drop, but it was cool, man. You know, Hannah came to me the whole situation. I don't know if you get podcast world and all the people that keep us followed. I don't know if you guys kept in track with this, but basically in December, Hannah found it and then she typed in the information, like all the stuff we do on vacation and the stuff we like, and it basically tells it. And at the end of it, a week or 2 weeks, a week or two later, we get information that says, "Oh, here's a trip we have. This is what we have planned for you. You guys like to see the sights. You like museums. You like art. You like taking city transportation and this and that. You like kayaking, bike riding, boat rides and stuff like that." And we got this city plan that has all this stuff. It's a coastal city, all that, and basically came back and we booked it in January. And from January to, I guess, to a week and a half ago, it gave us a clue. And every month, every month it'll give us a clue about the destination we were going.
Okay.
And as the time is going, if you're like person about, I need to know where I'm going, and not the thing for you. Like,
I know.
If you need to prepare for, and it basically gives you a month. You try to figure out where you're going. You can figure it out. I said Spain or Portugal in the long haul, but anyway. But as you get closer, it gives you details of, like a week before, it sends you a package with everything in it. Then you can open it at the airport or open it whenever you get it. But we open it at the airport. If you didn't see, go check out Hannah's TikTok. It shows you the whole if and outs of how that happened. But it gives you clues, but it gives you a week of the weather. It tells you it gives you itinerary, what to pack for, your weather, what type of things to expect. So basically what you do at vacation anyway, like say you're going to Orlando next week. What are you going to do next week to prepare for Orlando? What are you doing?
Look at the weather. Yeah, make sure everything, figuring out what we're going to pack, just.
So, I mean, what's the difference between that and not knowing you're going to Orlando, but just gives you the weather and it tells you what to pack for? What's the difference?
Yeah.
What's the exact difference? To me, it's like, it said you need a passport and you like a transfer for electric. They're out at sea. Plug in for a sea or whatever. It tells you need that stuff, but it basically tells you everything you need. It just doesn't tell you where you're going or what kind of activity stuff you're going to do. So that's and anyway, you know me anyway. When me and Hannah travel, Hannah just says, "Hey, pack your bags. Here's the weather. Let's go." And that's how we always travel anyway. So like 2 weeks from now, we can say, "Hey, we're going such and such." All right, what do I need to pack? Is it hot? Is it cold? Yeah. And
right.
Load up. So, but if you're gonna freak out and then once you open your package, so you can tell her on this. Once you get your package and you open the city you're going to, it gives you the package after that. It gives you itinerary, a day by day thing you can do.
Right.
It tells you what you're doing. Like, for example, day one, we're doing like we did a bike tour of the city. It tells you all the things, how long that'll take, how long it is. It doesn't tell you like the whole details of it. It just says bike tour. And after that, it gives you recommendations of restaurants you can eat if you like certain things that you can see on this day. The next day, it tells you wake up at this time. Your itinerary is here. This is what you got to do. This is how long it is. Then after that, free time. Like, so if people that are like all about planning an itinerary, okay, that's fine. They give you your itinerary. Like, they literally tell you day by day what you're going to do.
Know, you don't know beforehand.
Yeah.
That's the fun of it too.
Yeah, like they had a day, everything was booked for us. Everything, we just had to show up, give them our names and the planning and stuff, because Hannah likes to plan things, but she gets so mad when she has to plan things all the time that she goes, it's refreshing that I just get to show up. You don't have to stress about anything. So
everything's
like
already.
Yeah, Monday was the bike tour. Tuesday was a little bit of free time, museum things, and then we had like a sailboat thing. We did a sunset sailboat that night. The next day, Wednesday, we went to another part of Lisbon, another part of Portugal that was planned out for us. Like all these excursions and plans were all booked for us.
Okay, so that was the question that she asked me of is everything booked, paid for?
Yep.
Everything,
all of it. Airfare, trip to the airport, Airbnb or an apartment. The apartment was paid for. All the excursions were paid for. Airfare back. The only thing that we had to pay for out of our pocket was like if you wanted an Uber or public transportation of certain things and food. Everything else was paid for through the company. And so
what y'all do cash? I'm assuming
a little bit of cash and a little bit of credit card.
Okay, obviously I would do like that traveler's card, right?
Yeah. But any basic credit card works in the country because they want to take any type of money.
Right. Yeah, I was showing her every time Hannah posted something on Facebook, I would screenshot it or video.
It's worth it, man.
And
we're not booking another one in January, man.
Well, that's what me and her were talking about. She goes, I want to do it next summer. I want to do that next summer. The only I don't have my passport at all, so I need to freaking
get that.
When y'all said what? It's about 6 months, probably.
Yeah.
Okay. So I probably need to get it like.
I don't know. You can check.
But you can.
Brownfield. When we went to Brownfield, it was pretty quick.
You can expedite.
But there's no point to expedite it if he's not going to book it not need it till.
Oh yeah, but I'm saying
June of next year.
Yeah, if he say he goes next week, okay, he should get it 6 months or whatever. He should get it in time. But if you wait January, you need it by June. Well, you probably should expedite.
Yeah. I need.
Come on, Josh. Don't think unless he's doing next week. He doesn't need it right now.
Oh,
yeah, I was
throwing it up.
It's a process now, though. Ours is about to expire.
Yeah, that's what. It's good for 10 years, right? Is that right?
Yeah,
about 10 years.
Because me and Hannah got ours when we got married.
Mexico. You went to Mexico?
Yeah.
That's something I would like to do eventually with y'all as a group. Go to freaking like Cancun or freaking what's that one? The Baja California. What's Cozumel?
Cozumel, yeah.
Go with one of those all inclusive. So you can just sit there and drink.
Those are nice.
Or we just go on a cruise.
Sit in the pool and drink.
So
or let's just go on a cruise.
That's what I said.
Cruise.
We told
I'm about it.
Cruises.
Yeah.
Well, she was on that
negative.
Well, she was on the cruise deal too. She was, I want to go on a cruise. So, okay, let's go on a cruise. Then I brought that journey stuff up. She goes, I want to do that. I'd rather do that than go on a cruise. So, okay.
I will say the flight wasn't very fun, but
I bet not, especially your big ass.
Yeah,
Because
but
I'm sure
I will
be
say
you're like this for 12 hours
it wasn't
or 8
actually. So
hours.
they gave us better seats. They gave us like economy plus seats.
Oh, that's good. Should I
So
just
you had a little more leg room than the
how
back.
long was the flight?
The one there was about 7.5.
Oh fuck.
From here to Toronto, and then from Toronto to Lisbon was about 7.5. But I recommend if you're gonna do it, do night.
Yeah.
Fly at night. So like
Yep.
Oh,
the
so
one at
your
night.
clock.
So
So your
yeah.
clock's
So
not.
or your clock doesn't really it doesn't that or and they don't bother you that much because I sat in the aisle and my big butt big wide hip flight
Excuse me.
attendants kept hitting me
Oh,
in the dang
excuse me.
trolley thing.
There's no excuse me. They just run through that.
They do. They just Anyway,
Yeah.
I would say at night they like the first hour they come get you the food and the drink, and then after that they don't bother you, and then to the last hour they don't bother you. So for 6 hours you have peace and quiet unless you have crying babies.
That's
Which
not bad at all.
we did.
Y'all did.
Yes, and then
That's why you have.
well I
What
take
is-
them off. I took them off to sleep because I was scared I'd lose them.
Oh shoot.
When I move or something, but. It didn't bother Hannah, but it bothered me. Like right when I was about to be like, man, it's like,
Here we go.
and then on the way home,
Take a baby.
on the way, on the way home, I'd rather be at night because they bothered you every hour or 45 minutes. They'd be.
Are you okay, sir? Are you okay, sir?
I'm like, come on.
Yeah,
Didn't bother Hannah though, but
Yep.
I wanna. I want to do that because I also want to the duty free store. I want to just see that stuff.
yeah, you made me forget. By the way,
I know. I saw Hannah's post like an hour, like good to be home. Thinking, fuck,
yeah,
shit.
it's all good in the hood, man. But no, I recommend anybody. If you're scared about someone booking your stuff for you, I want it. It's awesome. We're also, if you've ever traveled, me and Hannah are always like, we can rest when we're at home. Vacation, we like to see everything the city has to offer you and enjoy. And if you like the city, if you enjoy the city, like you want to see everything. I don't go to like a city just to see one or two things and say, and make a judgment call. I like to see it and see everything tourist attraction, every food related thing, and see if I can enjoy it myself. Like Lisbon, Portugal, I loved it. We'd go back, but there's so much more to see in that across the pond. Like cities, when we go to any city in the United States, we're always for 3-4 days we're running around with our heads cut off and seeing everything we can, enjoying all the things we can to see if we want to go back to enjoy it. Like people are like, vacation, just sit back and enjoying the beach and stuff like that. Well, yeah, I get it. We have days like that too, but you don't get the full out experience of seeing the city as you can if you just sit at the hotel room or the resort. So like I'm at the house, we've got our little inflatable pool out in the backyard, have that thing going and put a floaty in it. That's relaxing because we just sit there and have the music going, just sit out there, and that's relaxing. That to me, that's the same concept. I could do that here, but just decompress and turn it off. And vacation's fun to me. We enjoy traveling and that journey. If you have any questions about it, man, I would do it. Like if it's anything in the back of your head that's scaring you, no, like they're not going to take you anywhere that you won't feel safe. Because we felt safer in Lisbon, Portugal at 2 a.m. than we've ever have in our backyard here.
Not bad.
Like no, like real, like downtown Dallas. Yeah. You feel safe, but not the same. Like we're walking around.
Right. You're always you're downtown Dallas. You're always kind of just look.
Yeah.
You're looking and you're aware of like, okay, what's some crazy going to jump out and do something stupid here?
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, so do it. Book the trip.
Yeah, I would
book it. Book the trip.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna
throw my 2 cents in there real quick. So, like, I remember first coming across it was Hannah's initial post about it all.
Yeah.
And looking more into it, I just thought the whole idea, their whole concept is fantastic. You know what I mean? The mystery side of it. Now, of course, you could probably deduce where you're going based on the hints and stuff like that. But if you want to try to keep it a mystery as long as possible, you know what I mean? Like not trying to not try to dive too much into discovering where you're going. Let it kind of come to you. But
Yeah.
like you said, Jack, about how everything is taken care of for you. Like they give you an itinerary, which is nice because I'm the type of person that I would need an itinerary. Like, if it was just me and you just dropped me in Lisbon, I'd be like, all right, what am I gonna do? Like,
See,
I have
that's how
no
we
idea.
are. We're like that all the time. Like, and you have to look up. Like, we've always wanted to go across the pond, but what do you book? Like, what do you do? Like,
Yeah,
Florida
I'm
one,
more
by the way.
I'm more of an itinerary. Like I can go with somebody as long as they have an idea. Like, all right, we're gonna do this and this. Now, if I come across something or like do research
Mhm.
ahead of time, be like, all right, let's go do this and this and this. But other than that, like you would drop me in Lisbon and like not knowing, I'd have to Google everything and then
yeah,
eventually find
Right.
myself at a pub and then just what I mean.
So,
yeah. See, we
so
like
when you
doing
went
we like
to,
doing the local scene stuff.
Oh,
Like, we went to a bunch of they're celebrating the it's like a big holiday month for them, and they're celebrating like their different street names, their different locations, uh, like I guess what do you call them? Like, what do they have them in New York? What are they called? Like the Bronx, the Queen,
boroughs.
the
boroughs?
boroughs. So Portugal, Lisbon has the different boroughs of their city and they all celebrate. So like it's like something uh, Saint Joseph, Saint August, or something, and they're celebrating it all month of June.
That's cool.
And so like the street becomes Mardi Gras at 8 o'clock.
Let's go.
Like that borough at 8 o'clock and 9 o'clock is nothing but parties.
Let's
Like
go. That's up
it's like
my
Mardi Gras in those areas all month of June.
what a great
And
time
like
to
the
go.
biggest one, like the city, they say there's two of them, two big ones that the city shuts down for, and it's June 12th. Like they don't work, they work and they shut down the city, and then they get hammered, and because the real day is the 13th, the party, the day of the celebration is the 13th, and another one's the 24th or 25th. They shut down the city the 24th or 25th, and they party all night, and then the 25th is the day. It's one of those days, something like that.
Let's
And
go.
so that was going on at the same time, and we went to a bunch of local spots, and we saw them dancing and having a good time and grilling sardines, Cletus. Like literally, like that fish, that right off the river, they take it off and they start grilling it, and they serving that thing like hamburger and hot dogs, like we do here for the 4th of July.
That's
Like,
pretty cool.
Yeah, it's cool. But
That's awesome, man. Freaking yeah, that's and again, just reading kind of what you and Hannah were writing about, was it seemed like it was just people were super friendly and kind of welcoming
oh yeah,
to to tourists and kind of checking out everything that was going on there.
wow.
Heck yeah, I bet it was. You know what I mean? Because obviously, just like a lot of other places, like tourism is probably big for them. You know what I mean? So they're
Yeah.
gonna try to.
And the
Yeah.
and the palaces and the castles, because Spain and Portugal were known for that Renaissance era type stuff. That stuff's cool.
Mhm.
Like we saw one of the original palaces. They kept it with all the kings set up and stuff like that. That
Yeah,
was one of the
Okay.
coolest things we saw with some of the castles and palaces. But yes, book the trip, do the thing.
for sure.
Back to Earth here. It's a
Heck,
little different. Welcome back to Earth here.
Right.
Shout out. Got a shout out to our Tigers for the first time in school history making the 7-on-7 tournament in College Station. That's
go.
huge for a wing T team. A little different when you have some players that are actually pretty smart and know in the area of the game to see things differently than a coach doing it. When you have a kid that does it, it makes things different. And
Yeah.
I will shout out to those guys that they did it. Those kids played their butts off. They went and they put us in a pool that with our same district opponents, and they try to make it where we wouldn't get out or something, but we ended up winning the whole thing. So shout out to those guys. So that was kind of cool. So shout out to the Terrell Tigers, 7-on-17 for making a state for the College Station. That's a new experience for me because I've never been a part of that in my career. So Terrell's been some firsts, boys.
It's good, man.
It's been some firsts around here.
Good. It's fun. Obviously, congrats to the Tigers and Eagles. Both were qualifying for state 7-on-7.
You got it too?
Yeah.
That a boy.
Yeah. We qualified like 2-3 weeks ago. And
I guess
Sudan.
I was out of it.
Yeah, it's all good, dude. Yeah. The flex rate.
Let's go, baby.
The flex rate is cooking right now.
That's what I'm talking about.
It was good. It was kind of the same thing as first time we won. I know we haven't talked since then, but we won every game in our pool by 1 point.
Dang.
Beat Muleshoe by 1, Hill Center by 1, Sudan by 1.
Okay.
Our secondary coach called those kids the cardiac kids because they never made it easy on them.
I'm sure. We know the feeling. We know the feeling.
But yeah, freaking. I can tell you this though, just watching Muleshoe play 7-on-7.
Pretty good.
Yeah, they're pretty good. The quarterback is really good. He's going to be a problem.
Are they going to be back to their
I don't know.
Slinging the rock type days?
They're not afraid to sling it. That's the thing.
Yeah.
They're not afraid. It's their air raid principles, concepts and they do a lot of gap scheme stuff with it. Yeah. And so
it's always been pretty good. They've just been on a little bit of a rough patch for them, but they'll get back going.
They got a good run of kids right now, and they're me and our head coach are talking. They're fast, which helps them a ton. Yeah. They are very fast. Baby. Oh yeah, but it was good. Eagles are going down there.
Let's go.
I'm unfortunately won't be going down there. But someone has to stay and do the weight room deal. And
your boy, Mr. Coach Nippa.
Yeah, so it won't be too bad because we'll have a ton of people gone.
It's not a good timing in my opinion.
Yeah, I know.
Because that's like that. Because we talked about it earlier. We do this performance course thing, and that's the last week. A performance course that Thursday is the last week of that, and then we're off for the 4th of July week.
Right.
So I know a lot of people.
You gotta do performance course in July too.
Yeah, when they come back from 4th of July, they have another 2-3 weeks of it, and then they get another week off. They get another week off before we start the season August 1st.
Yeah. Okay.
But that was it. A lot of the kids scheduled vacations. Like one of the kids that were with us Saturday, his mama told us that they were going to be out of town. Like they were literally leaving that Friday to go on vacation for a week. And I know a lot of us plan our vacations around that week because nothing, knowing the coaching world, we're off when the kids are off, or when the kids are there, we show up, we do our thing or whatever. But I told them, I was like, that's not a very good week for that reason, but at least it's only like 2 days.
And that's the thing. Like the Division 3 and 2 and 3, or Division 3 and Division 3 is Wednesday, Thursday, maybe Friday, but Wednesday, Thursday, I know for sure.
Yeah, ours is Friday, Saturday.
Friday, Saturday, yeah. I about to say because like we get Wednesday, Thursday, and I think Division 2 is like Thursday, Friday. And Division 1 is Friday, Saturday. Y'all do Division 1, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. And so, but yeah, I'm with you. Then the Saturday before that, you got Lineman Challenge in freaking Abilene. The state Lineman Challenge in Abilene.
We don't ever do that one.
Yeah,
we don't ever make it. We do it, but we just don't ever.
We're going to that one too on that next Saturday.
That's what I'm talking about. Look at old Roosevelt Eagles getting their name out there in the land.
Spreading them wings.
Yeah. Anyway, Josh, how close are we from our bet, man? The Yankees
where are we at?
Struggle bus right now against the Dodgers, right? But
they
but the Dodgers are solid.
Yeah. But it also coincides with Soto not playing that the Yankees go back to playing. All right, so the Yankees are at 45 wins, so
50.
No, less than that.
46 games.
40. All right, get one tonight. Let's get close.
It get there. Ironically, it's going to happen. So,
It's
but
gonna
I mean,
happen. There's no way
I'm
the
all
Yankees don't get 90.
I'm all for it.
You say
They're,
you say that.
There's
You say
they're gonna
that.
have to like have a catastrophic meltdown for that.
Oh, 100%. But
It's like go
if there's
4 weeks
if, there-
without winning, right?
if
Like,
there's
if
any
they
team
even
in
win-
baseball, it's the Yankees.
Well, like think about it. Like it's 46 games, correct? Or 46, and they got 80 games left.
Yeah, give or take. Because what
Right.
the All-Star break is 2 weeks? In 2
July.
weeks, right?
No, it's the 28th.
It's-
So it's 2
It's the
weeks.
last week in June, right? It's the
Yeah.
week of 7-on-7 is the All-Star
Yes.
week.
Yes. So it's
it'll work out.
2.5 weeks. So they literally have to have a catastrophic meltdown and not win. And they played 5 games a week. So add that up, Miss Mathematician. For them not to get it, they're gonna have to have a catastrophic meltdown for them not to at least get 40 wins the rest of the way.
Okay.
Yeah, unless they, the only thing that totally derailed their season at the moment would be injuries and hitting a slump like they did last year. You know what I mean? Where for a whole month they were just awful. You know what I mean? So the biggest thing for them is just staying injury free. That's usually when they usually fly off the tracks when they start picking up injuries to their main guys, like Judge being out weeks, Stanton being out weeks. Soto.
Don't want to hear the injury bug hitting the Yankees, bro. Don't want to hear it.
I know, but
all right, don't want to hear it.
Okay, you're talking about the Rangers, but it happens every year to the Yankees where they have an injury bug.
Stop it. Get help.
But also, too, they're doing all this without Cole. So
Yes.
hopefully when Cole comes back.
Stop it. Get help.
Okay, well, I know.
Stop it. Get help.
I'm sorry that
That's
your Rangers are.
I'm sorry. That's what I'm saying. If they don't get this 90 wins, I'll go to New York and burn them down. There's no way.
They can't get to 91 wins with the start they've had, then
that's sad.
Everybody needs to be
That's
fired.
sad. Yes, that's sad if they can't do it after the hot streak they're going on, and then just like the mid part of the season where you can squeak 1 or 2 wins out of every series. Like, come on, that's like
I don't know. Well, it's in recent history for the Yankees. They've had a similar incident where
but they usually terrible start.
Yeah.
Middle, like their middle was like off, and then they'll start good at the end, right?
Yes.
Or they'll start really good, terrible middle.
Yes.
And pick it back up at the end. So either way, if the same flow, numbers don't lie, the same number of the Yankees, it's going to be pretty decent for them. They should get it. If not 90 wins, I will throw punch you myself.
Wow. Why do I get that?
Yes.
Because you're the closest
Yankee
one.
The closest one.
I'll make sure
You're the closest one.
Shrunkies. I'll make sure you wear all your Yankees rings and your hat and your jersey, and I'll just throw punch you. That's what's gonna happen.
That's fine. So,
that's what's gonna happen. I need to throw punch something anyway. And how about we'll talk a little. I missed you guys, so we're gonna talk a little bit of the Stanley Cup.
All okay. Right. Yep. Time for Jack to decompress here. Please.
I was overseas, so I missed the fun.
I think that correlated with y'all leaving overseas is what correlated with the Stars' decline. I hope you know that. So I'm putting that on y'all.
That's fine. I'll take that L. But they said they can only ride as far as Jake Ottinger could take them, and going up 2-0 and then giving up 5 straight, not a good sign. That's what did it, and that was what, Game 5.
4.
Whatever game that was ugly. No, was it Game 5?
I thought it was Game 4. They were up 2-0, then they lost 5-2, and then they lost Game 5, and they lost Game 6. Is it 6 games?
Yeah, I went 6.
Yeah,
whatever it was. I know when you're up 2-0 and then you give up 5 straight, then they don't see the backside of you ever again, and you get 35 shots and you can only get 1 or 0 goals. Not good for Dallas. But to be fair, they had one of the toughest stretches in the playoffs. No doubt besides the Panthers. But they had the toughest stretch. They knock out the defending Stanley Cup champions right after they all get back from injury. Right? And then they play Avalanche. They won the Stanley Cup the year after that, or year before that. All healthy, all pretty good. Then they get a tough team, Edmonton, that was playing really hot after they come back from a very good Vancouver team, which they're not. Vancouver wasn't the best team in the playoffs, but they're still a pretty good team. And you got two of the best players in the world. You can argue with this to me, but the two best players in the world are wearing that blue and orange. And Hyman and McDavid. McDavid's as good as advertised.
Yeah, he's phenomenal.
So he's definitely one of the best players in the world, and I will say that forever because he's fast. He reminds me of McKinnon from Avalanche and to Chuck, or what's his name, that played for the Flames. I think he plays in Florida now. Those two together, just the size, the specimen, and all that, he puts it all together, and he's pretty dang good. The only thing I don't like that's going on in the world of Stanley Cup right now is how the Stanley Cup broadcast is all they're talking about how good Edmonton is. Like, okay, we get it. But you know who played really good last night? The Panthers goalie. Like, he's 38 years old, 37 years old, and he shut him out game one of the Stanley Cup playoffs. Always a runner-up for goalie of the year. And he's still killing it, man. That's what's getting me hot about this Stanley Cup. So I might just have him muted, or I might find the Florida Panthers podcast because
it always happens.
They do that and they're doing that with Boston too. Man.
Yeah, that's what I was just like every time, and like especially when it gets to the finals, they're always the media is going to have one team that they're going to have they're going to tip their hat to in
just
terms
like
of
when the Rangers played
coverage.
the Diamondbacks, baby. Yeah. Cleet can't argue that one because he knows that every broadcast was talking about the Diamondbacks.
I was rooting for the Diamondbacks.
We know you were. But yes, even the broadcast was talking about the Diamondbacks. But yes,
that's just part of it.
That's what gets you hot. That's what gets you hot about it.
Then, let me guess, Jack. Every broadcaster is talking about the Celtics right now.
They are. They really are.
I figured that with.
Watch the finals. Watch it tonight.
Well,
they'll talk about the 30-point beatdown that Dallas got.
I listened to Cowherd and Dan Patrick, and and usually those two are a little better about not just piling on, but they were that was a talking point. There's a 30-point, Dallas cut to 8 and just couldn't finish.
Yep. That's what they're going to talk about is 30-point beatdown that the Boston Celtics gave them. But the only thing was, like, you didn't keep it very long. Like, Dallas came back and made it 8 points. But just if Lucas supporting cast came on with it when they were down by 8, it would have been a different ball game. Then they want to get up by 20 again. But Boston is just there's no reason why there should be no reason why Boston doesn't win. They're the best organization from top to bottom in the NBA. Yeah. Like
they're talking about that, and the old Kyrie showed his head game 1.
Yes. Oh yeah.
Not the Kyrie that was dishing it out and being a good teammate, and it was I got to do it by
Boston
myself.
And Brooklyn. Yeah.
Yeah. Get on my back, Dallas. I'm gonna freaking carry us.
Yeah. Nah. And for them to win, for Dallas to win, Luka's gonna get his. No questions asked.
100%.
He's going to get his. His supporting cast needs to come on. PJ Washington, if you're going to shoot out there, shoot 10 shots, at least make 7 of them. 6 or 7 of them, right? Yeah. Gafford and Lively, attack the paint. Don't get those stupid fouls. Rough up Al Horford and Kristaps Porzingis. Slow down Brown. And if you're going to Tatum's going to I think Tatum's probably going to go off tonight. You're going to have to weather that storm with Jason Tatum. And that's when you need your big gun, to go off and not show his ugly head and let when Luka's out and about, getting his 30 points, Kyrie needs to show up with it and get his 25. And
That's
he's going to
what,
get that silent. I think he's going to get that silent 25, but that's when the broadcast people are like, oh, here comes Kyrie, man. This is the best ball. That's what's going to happen. But to me, it's going to be silent because they're going to try to stop Luka. And then once they stop Luka, that's when Kyrie needs to come on with it. Because, that's what it is. Like, there's no reason right now. This right now, everything on the table, Boston should run this finals.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
That's what
same year, Josh, that Miami should have ran away with it when Dallas was there in Miami. Game 1, butt kicking. Game 2 looked like the same, but that switch, there was a switch that turned on in Dallas that changed the whole momentum of the game, and we'll see. I have to see it tonight. I know Luka's not 100% tonight, but he's a fighter.
Like I feel like too sometimes, like in these game series, these 7-game series, sometimes like what happens in game 1, you have to take with a grain of salt to a degree because
I agree.
After game 1, adjustments will be made, tweaks will be made in terms of how you're going to do this, how you're going to do that, right? So like going back to your point, all right. So if you're Dallas, all right, so you're going to try to find ways to where, like, for example, like, all right, we're going to allow Tatum to be Tatum. He can get his and stuff. We're gonna control Brown because if Brown goes off, not only can he score points, but then now he can get others involved. Right? Tatum is not really a facilitator as Brown is.
Agreed.
Brown could, he'll dribble to the paint and then he kicks it out to Horford or Porzingis, and they're hitting down threes. Right? You know what I mean? So slow down those guys. Let Tatum be Tatum. You know what I mean? If he goes off for 40, so be it. As long as the other guys aren't going for 15.
Exactly.
20, he'll be fine. I think Kyrie bounced back. He'll be fine. Luka's going to be Luka. I think the supporting cast, like you said, needs to step up. Right, when they have open shots, they need to make them, right. You can't miss easy takes to the basket. You know what I mean? I feel like a couple times in game 1 they had easy baskets underneath the rim that they were missing or whatnot, and then 2, like when I was watching game 1, I think I might have told you, Jack, but it's just like one of those things where it was just their night. It was just Boston's night. They came out, they were fired up. The first quarter, it didn't matter where they threw the ball up, they were making it. So it's just like one of those things, just like, all right, you tip your hat to it. They were on fire. They came out. We weren't ready to match the energy. They were hitting shots. We weren't. They go up by 29. You know what I mean? And it's just like, it's part of it. And then they made a run. They cut it to 8. And then it's tough. It's a tough run. You know what I mean? To hold that. So, you know what I mean? It's just, you kind of tip your hat to them. Take that punch to the face, and then you step back up.
Get better for game 2.
Game 2. You know what I mean? So I think Luka's going to
make it 1-1. Go back to Dallas.
Yeah,
Game 3 is going to be electric. I promise you. Here at AAC, it will be electric. When's that? It'll be Wednesday night, Thursday night.
Yeah.
It'll be electric in Dallas on game 3. If they're 1-1,
I know this. Did not know Jason Kidd was the coach of the freaking Mavs until like game 1 of the finals.
Oh my gosh! About to put you in timeout.
That's fine. I don't
get out.
Again, don't watch the fucking NBA. Did not realize? I didn't realize that until the other day. I saw someone on Instagram going, okay.
Wow, Cleve.
Good for Jason Kidd.
Wow, Cleve.
Yeah, well,
this
just further.
You just went down a notch, man.
Yeah, this just proves everybody that Cletus is not a basketball guy.
No, I could care less. and I'm even less of a basketball guy when my team's not playing.
Well, they haven't played in it in 4 years, bro.
It's only gonna be a while.
Yeah. No, it's been longer than 4 years, bro.
6, 8, 10.
It's I think it's closer to 10 than
when was the last
freaking
playoff?
3 or 4 years ago. 3 or 4 years ago is the last time they went in the playoffs.
Playoffs? You're talking about playoffs?
Their thing right now is they're playing for lottery.
Yes,
they are. They're just trying to put butts in the seat right now.
Mm-hmm.
Get some money so they can get some things going in San Antonio land because they're used to winning ways, and then when they're not winning, that doesn't look too hot.
No.
You know? I just know this. shout out to World of Dallas Cowboys. Get your crap together. Anyway,
I kept and I know y'all seen it, the freaking meme.
Tons
I'm
of
doing my part. I'm doing
Yes.
my part. I'm doing my part. I ain't done fucking shit.
That's the Cowboys right now.
uh,
So come on with it, Dallas. Get your stuff together. The Cowboys.
crazy.
Come on. I was talking about that. I was talking about that yesterday. Yeah, I guess yesterday on the way to Tyler for the SQT. I was talking about, Dallas, the Stars, the Mavs, the Rangers, all got big name pickups in the offseason to get their stuff rolling, to get it rolling at certain times. And, Dallas last year, I was like, okay, to get past that hump, you figured they'd pick up somebody trade-wise or free agent-wise or something mid-year different. But people didn't understand that the Rangers, when they made that run, they picked up people in the stretch year, like the trade deadline. They picked up some people to finish off the deal. And this is another shout out. Give out shout out to the Stars. So last year the Stars lost to Vegas because of what line? Their fourth line, right? So this, rotation works or whatever. So Dallas's fourth line got destroyed by Vegas. Well, this offseason they made it big upgrade, and they upgraded their fourth line. And their fourth line wasn't their weakest part by any means this year. It was like when the stretch of games or the hottest team win. But Dallas Stars made some changes in the offseason to be the best fourth line, and that helped them against Colorado and Vegas. Didn't help them too much against Edmonton, but that's another story. But it's the Stars, the Rangers, and the Mavericks. They picked up Gafford in Washington at the trade deadline, and look at those two now. Like, those two guys are big pieces, and Derek Jones. Those guys are big pieces for the Mavs run right now. Like Derek Lively and Lively was a draft pick was a draft pick prospect they picked him up from Duke, and no one liked him. But what's helping his career progress is them getting Tyson Chandler and also Gafford coming in to see the things, lay of the land of things, because him by himself, he wouldn't have been coming around as fast as he is. He's getting some help from Gafford off the bench, and Gafford, stuff in that regards. But Dallas Stars and the Mavs have made pickups, even the Rangers. So the Cowboys need to do that too to be successful, but don't look like they are.
I saw something. Speaking of Dallas, I saw something the other day, and it was a hypothetical.
Yeah.
Could you see, as a Cowboy fan, Jack, Dallas drafting Shador, then Coach Prime coming to Dallas, firing Jerry Jones, firing McCarthy, then Coach Prime coming to Dallas? I could see that.
You can see that?
Yes.
Man, get your tinfoil hat on. Gosh almighty, I can't see that.
No.
It's a recyclable
I was listening
league,
to somebody.
If Dan Quinn got another head job in the NFL, what is that? That tells you all you need to know. If Sean Payton, they gave up draft picks and all this stuff, and Sean Payton is the Denver Broncos head coach, that tells you all you need to know about the NFL's coaching staff world.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying. If homeboy, he's the special teams coordinator at the Green Bay Packers. The Raiders literally had their answer right in front of their nose, and they hired the next guy that think he's going to come save them. When they had the guy that probably would have helped him be relevant for the next 2-3 years instead of doing an experiment. I hope he does well. Me and Josh knows this. I hope he does well.
Is that
Antonio Pierce? But their answer was they had
the guy before him, right?
Versace, man.
Yeah.
Versace, man. What he was doing in Oakland or Las Vegas at the time was spot on. But then they wanted to not hire him, so he ended up leaving and get the Green Bay special teams coach, and they hire Antonio Pierce, right? So shout out to him. Hope he does well. D'Amico Ryans, good job for him. But there's one every 10 years they don't use the same recycled name. So that theory, I'm throwing it out the window. If it happens, I'll shut my mouth. But that theory sounds like a whole bunch of hogwash to me, because Dan Quinn, recycled head coach.
Yeah.
Mike McCarthy, recycled head coach. Sean Payton, recycled head coach.
Yeah.
All the Josh McDaniels got what, 3 jobs? Like, come on, man.
Something like that.
Is Vrabel sitting at the house?
No, he's with the Browns.
Is he head
He's
coach, bro?
coach. He's coaching with the Browns?
Is he
He's
head coach?
was it? He's one of
Is he
those
head
extra
coach?
staff.
Yes.
No, he's not a head coach.
All right, then. He's sitting at the
He's
house. Anyway,
coaching.
he's sitting at the house. Anyway, rest my case. That sounds about your hogwash to me, Cletus. You can keep thinking that's an encyclopedia bull crap.
Again,
That behind you looks like tinfoil putting on your
I
Shador
was listening to
Sanders.
something.
And
Listening to
Shador
something the other
Sanders, they
day.
need more than Shador Sanders to come save the Dallas Cowboys organization.
I was listening to something the other day, and they mentioned that, and I went, Could I see Could I see Jerry Jones doing something like
No,
that?
not that. No. What? How? They had
He's not that desperate.
They had Bill Parcells' disciple under their nose and let him go. He went to New Orleans and then won a Super Bowl.
That's what I'm saying.
Stop it.
Jerry does stupid shit. That's what I'm saying.
So why would he hire somebody that would actually be okay in the NFL? But I don't think he's going to leave college to go to the NFL for that reason because he's already said that. But anyway, he had a disciple of one of the greatest coaches of all time, and he let him go to New Orleans, and he won a Super Bowl. But the guy that could have been Dallas's head coach for at least 20 years, and then he retire and fall in the sunset with 2 Super Bowl rings with Tony Romo and Dak Prescott, and maybe win one with Quincy Carter. Who knows? But you had your answer under your nose, and you let him go to New Orleans. Like, come on, man, stop it. Get help.
You get help.
It's like the Tennessee Titans got rid of Vrabel.
You get fucking help
for some new guy.
Good job.
When Vrabel was, they didn't give Vrabel pieces, but now they're going to give this new guy pieces for him to win. What's the difference between helping Vrabel and getting a new coach? What answer? Make that make sense.
Make that make sense.
It doesn't. I'm agreeing with you.
So
I was just again. I just heard this. I heard this. I went, huh. And I wanted to ask you about it.
Thank you for asking.
Of course, but crap, man. Oh crap, that's not good.
All right, boys. I don't know. You know what time it is? Luca time, baby.
Luca time,
Let's
baby.
go, Mavs.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, finish the show off good. Good to see you. We'll talk again later.
Guys. That'll be good.
Love you. Be the light.
Good luck, Jack the Mavs. Back to Cletus and I here on the show, Cletus. See, you got Jack all fired up, right? Which is not. It's kind of easy to do.
Easy when you talk about the Cowboys. It's really easy to
you push
get him fired up.
And I think going back to your Deion Sanders, obviously that's going to be out there. One part of it is just. It's just anytime that you can throw his name in the hat for something, it's going to cause a media stir. It's just,
it just comes.
Yeah, it just comes with the territory based on what's been happening the last couple of years with Deion and whatnot. But I'm just going to be curious to see how year 2 goes with him at Colorado. Obviously there was a big hoop holler when he first got there, and then of course they started off really well, and then they kind of puttered out. But I'll be curious to see what year 2 is like.
They've lost a lot of kids.
Yeah,
in 2 years they lost a lot of.
If year 2 is similar to year 1, that can kind of show you in terms of what type of coach he is. Now, I don't want to it's tough because he had a great run at Jackson State, but it's a little bit different caliber of competition when you go from that to.
Well, he brought in the number 1 freaking overall two top 50 recruits to Jackson State.
Yeah, they recruited well, but at the same time too, he was able to use his name and did some other stuff to recruit at a level within that conference and division that nobody else could recruit at. You know what I mean? There wasn't going to be another school that could pull a Travis Hunter to come to. You know what I mean? Travis Hunter, if Deion's not at Jackson State, then Travis Hunter would have been a Seminoles or something. You know what I mean? So.
No, 100%.
And then they go to the big boy league, the Pac-12, which RFP to Pac-12, but in Colorado, which when you think of it, he probably could have landed a better Power 5 job. You know what I mean? But decided that he wanted to take that challenge, and it looks really good on him too. If he goes to Colorado and he turns it around and they become
relevant again,
yeah, because they were pretty. Who was it? Was it Mel Tucker? They were pretty relevant under some.
Yeah, they're in a more favorable league now than they were with the Pac-12 being in the Big 12 again.
Yeah,
So
like
they're in a little more favorable league
yeah,
for
and then
sure.
and the way they went about it last year with more focus on transfer portal compared to high school kids, getting those kids in now, it's like it's people are still trying to figure out that paradigm of the portal and stuff. You're going to be able to hit on kids, but you're still going to have kids that don't pan out. And nowadays, with two portal windows, like I saw it this past spring, kids would hop in the portal, they would commit to a school, they would be in that school for the spring, and then when spring football was done, they're back in the portal. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's just the landscape of college football that we got to deal with nowadays, whether it's good or bad, however you want to take it. You know what I mean? Obviously, but it is what it is now because of how it's been introduced and how it's been just kind of thrown out there for people to figure out on their own. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But we'll see. At the end of the day, people still got to line up and play football. So you know what I mean? You could. That's why, like, as a Hurricane fan, like, I hate when I read stories about, like, oh, they had this ranked class, or they brought in the best transfer portal class, all this kind of stuff. Like, all that sounds great on paper, and it sounds great to build momentum and get hype. But when you strap up and go and you lose to Georgia Tech because you didn't kneel the football and you fumbled and they scored, or if you lose to a Middle Tennessee when you shouldn't, you get your ass kicked, or you know what I mean, like you lose that, you know what I mean, it doesn't matter if you had the number one transfer portal class or the number six class in the nation. You know what I mean? It's all at the end of the day you got to win, and all that other stuff
Mm-hmm.
will fall into place. You know what I mean? So I'm changing gears and speaking of, like, I'm pretty sure you're excited for the Aggies this year. I'm excited to see what Elko can do. I
Well,
think there'll be more. I think they're going to be more consistently more of a disciplined team.
yeah, and that's the big thing. I think people are excited about. The thing Jimbo was able to do. He was able to recruit, and he was
Right.
able to bring lots of talent to College Station. You know,
But the
he's
thing,
able to
like,
do it.
but when you like, and I'm sure, like, for an Aggies, it's been frustrating to, like, you go back and yes, okay, Fisher recruited well. Did he develop well? Probably not, because obviously the
Well,
results on the field weren't up
what
to par with what he'd done off.
and me and my dad talked about it too. He was supposed to be this quarterback
Yeah,
guru, quarterback whisperer, and I would argue the one position he could not get right,
was what,
other than Kellen Mond,
yeah, who we inherited.
was who he inherited, and it was a 4-year starter when he inherited him,
Yeah,
was the quarterback.
it's well,
Now,
it's,
granted, Wigman getting hurt last year
yeah,
doesn't help.
right,
Him getting hurt early does not help. But before you got your next start. I mean, just there's just a plethora of just quarterback after quarterback after different quarterbacks, and
yeah,
just it just felt like the one position he was supposed to be, that was his thing. He could never get the dude
yeah, and it
to.
kind of follows with his track record. Even when you go back to the Florida State days, like I think he
Mm-hmm,
was there with EJ Manuel, and they were
mm-hmm.
successful, but they could never really get over the hump with EJ, right? And then of course,
Jameis comes.
and then that once in a generational type quarterback for them comes through, and Winston, and they're able to take that success that they've built, and then they can exceed it, like they kind of break through the
Well,
Clemson barrier, and not I mean, you know what I mean? So
yeah, and the thing that I think hurt Jimbo too is he just. I think he was just so unwilling to adjust
oh,
to this new day and age of college football. It's like, I mean, hell, you saw him on the sideline. His freaking pamphlet of um his freaking pamphlet of 20 different pages of call sheets highlighted and underlined, and
his
like it was a meme of how many pieces of paper he had
yes,
for his call sheet. And you have like a guy like RIP to Mike Leach.
right,
His call sheet's a freaking index card
yeah,
that he'll glance at every so often.
I,
Jimbo's fumbling through
yeah,
8 pages of calls from 30 years of coaching.
Yeah, it's just almost just the part too much, whatever. But uh, like, again, go back to the recruiting aspect like that class of 2022, and it was number one in the nation. Had all those guys. You look back now, and most of the top end guys, they're all gone. You know what I mean? Transferred
Yeah.
out. Some of them didn't hit, whatever the case may be. So obviously,
Well,
as an
the
Aggies fan, that's frustrating. Yeah,
the two big ones, one's at Ole Miss, and one's at Oregon. The receiver,
yeah,
Evan Stewart, he's at Oregon,
yeah.
and Walter Nolan, the number one defensive lineman in the country, or the one I think he was the number one overall recruit in the country, is at Ole Miss.
That's the that's the kind of the shitty part about where where schools are at now because of the portal and all that kind of stuff. But like I said, I think with Elko there, I think he'll be able to right the ship. I don't know what the limitations of what he can do there. You know what I mean? Like I'm not going to say he's going to jolt them up into the picture of being a national title contender or whatnot. But I,
Yeah, he said all the right things so far.
right,
It's you know he's always said national championships don't just happen. You got to work for them. I think the one thing I think he's a really good coach,
yeah,
and I think he's had to be because of where if you look at his track record, the only quote unquote blue blood job he's ever been at was Notre Dame.
yeah,
But
yeah, for sure.
besides that, he was at Wake for a long time as DC.
Yeah,
Obviously at Duke, A&M. He's been in a lot of places where you had to coach and develop guys. You're not going to get
yeah.
the blue blood guys
And
or the
he did a
those
good
top guys.
he did a good job at A&M as a DC, and he was help. I think he was a helpful force with some of that class of 22 guys coming in, recruiting them and
Hmm.
whatnot. And then, obviously with him going to the ACC with Duke, kind of seeing that firsthand when they play Miami, like he, you could definitely tell that there's a difference with the Blue Devils compared to previous regimes there. You know what I mean? So
Hmm.
I think he'll be just fine.
I think
Uh,
so.
another,
I'm more curious to see what Colin Klein what he does offensively.
yeah, for
He
sure.
hired him as the offense coordinator from K State, his alma mater,
Yeah.
and so I'm kind of curious to see what Colin Klein does offensively and how that's going to work.
Yeah, and another thing too is they have pressure just because of where they're at, of it being A&M and A&M wanting to do certain things,
Well,
but they don't have as much pressure compared to what. Well, yeah, money, but he's
it's
not
money.
paid the same amount, so he doesn't have.
No, but you have those big money Aggies that
Yeah,
expect. Well, I'm giving $8 million to the program. I expect to see wins.
right. I agree. I agree. Obviously, that's just how the nature of the beast is, especially when
Yeah.
X amount of money is pumped into it. Right. It's the same. It's the same in Coral Gables. Right. I know
Hmm.
he's got a lot of built-in faith with the fan base and the area, but eventually it's going to get to its point where if Mario is not producing on the field, then
Hmm.
people are going to start asking questions. Continues not to progress the way they want it to, then he'll be out. You know what I mean? So I'm I'm trying to be optimistic for this coming season for the Canes. Obviously with them getting Cam Ward as quarterback, obviously he should be a huge upgrade compared to what they've had recently. But at the same time, too, like I don't want to get too hyped for him and then he doesn't perform for whatever
He
reason.
peters he peters out or
Yeah, it just seems
doesn't
to be the case for the Canes. The last 10 years or so, they get big name guys. For the most part, majority of them just don't live up to expectations or hype. But I think what they've done off the field gives them literally the best shot to be successful on it. It's just going to be, are they going to be held back due to coaching and stuff like that? You know what I mean? Like, are they going to
right.
develop our decisions that need to be made? Are they going to be made? Hopefully, people have learned how to handle situations and all that kind of stuff, and allow them to be successful.
Yeah, because
I would
that's
be,
another.
I would be perfectly fine. I know we got Cam Ward, and a lot of Miami fans think that we can get 9 to 10 wins this year. And if you look on the schedule, is it doable for sure? But just knowing recent history, like I think if they get 8 9 wins, it's a successful for me. You know what I mean? You got to have some type of building blocks. You know what I mean? I don't expect them to jump out the gates and go 10-2 or 11-1. I don't expect it. If it happens, great. Then I'll be super excited. But I don't want to be living in that fairy tale and then go watch them go 6-7 or 7-6 again. You know what I mean?
Right. And it's just like, you know, they'll play their ass off against like Florida,
Uh,
look good, give you some hope,
yep.
then just
There's always there's always 2 or 3 teams in the ACC that they shouldn't lose to that they do, right? So like the Virginias, Louisville was pretty good last year, but they're kind of on that Georgia Tech. You know what I mean? Like programs like that. That no offense to them, but talent wise,
well, the same with A&M. You can't go Mississippi.
yeah, sure,
I mean, let's be on. Lane Kiffin's done a great job at Ole Miss, but just in terms of before this year, resource wise, there's no excuse to go over against the Mississippi schools.
yeah,
You better not go over against Mississippi schools.
yeah,
I mean, that's like in the SC West, or I know that that's not a thing anymore, but SC West, you got to beat the Mississippi schools. You got to beat Auburn. You know, you got to beat LSU more than you lose to them.
especially like where some of those programs are right now. I mean, like,
Yeah, that's the program. I'm kind of curious to see what happens. Is LSU?
yeah,
Losing. They're going to take a big step back. 2 first-round receivers and the Heisman Trophy winner quarterback.
yeah, sure,
They're going to take a step back. I'm curious to see what that fan base, what Brian Kelly's going to do when the pressure gets turned up a little bit when they're not being as successful as they were a year ago.
yeah. The SEC for me is going to be very interesting to watch because obviously this coming fall, the Longhorns and Sooners will be added to the conference. But it just feels maybe besides Georgia, who's usually pretty much reload at this point. But it feels more. I want to say like wide open in a
Yeah,
way
I mean it is.
where you know what I mean
No,
because
no, no Saban at Bama,
you're right.
which helps with that.
Yeah,
Kiffin's getting every freaking big time transfer
yeah,
to Ole Miss, and so they're freaking loaded. People are talking about them to being a dark horse national championship team.
right. Things
You
flip,
know,
they could. You know what I mean? And
yeah,
and of course going to the playoffs, how they have expanded the playoffs this coming season, like it's even more like potential for SEC schools to get in there and not have to worry about knocking each other out like previous years.
well, it was. I was listening to Elko talk at the spring meetings a few weeks ago, and he was talking about like what what that's going to look like, and that there's a good chance, a 9-3 team, you know, maybe sitting home, a 10-2 team, maybe sitting home,
Yeah,
watching the national championship game,
true.
you know, and so see what happens on that one, but yeah, freaking be interesting to see for sure, man.
Yeah, I'm excited for college football obviously, to have football back and whatnot, but just with all the conference realignment, how those conference shake out with the expansion of the playoffs, how that shakes out. I mean, always going to be controversies here and there, but I mean, there's going to be a lot of expectations, a lot of excitement. A lot of that's going to be built up, and a lot of people are going to be excited for it even more in July when the college football game comes out. Everybody's
We're
excited
six.
for it.
By the way, we are 6 weeks
Six
from
weeks out.
July. We're 6 weeks out from NCAA 25 coming out.
Yeah, I think the game's going to be awesome. Just everything that's been coming out about it, all the features and stuff like that. Um, they did their due diligence, which you would expect them to with how long it's been. So
Yeah, it
super
was
excited.
funny. It was funny. One of our kids, our tight end, told us, "His coach, just letting you know, when NCAA 25 comes out, don't expect me at summer workouts. I will be missing those 3 weeks coming leading into the season."
Yeah, it's funny. Like
And I
like
told him, "said Joe, I'll probably be. There's a good chance I'll be missing those weeks too, man."
yeah, I don't know. It's just it's funny when people say that and they kind of joke about it or what. I haven't really played much video games in a while. Obviously, you can attest to that, right? Y'all probably been hopping on and playing. I
Dude,
have,
I'll like play Fortnite, do some missions.
yeah,
That'll take me an hour, every so often. Then I'll hop on Madden and play Madden and beat the computer,
right,
beat the computer by 70, 80. Just freaking scoring touchdowns. It's like the other day, I was the Ravens and I beat the Steelers 106 to like 7. I made it 10-minute quarters, and so I could score.
yeah,
So I could score more.
yeah. That is obviously, there's a lot of there's times throughout a day or every once in a while that I'll just go on a rabbit hole on Twitter or whatnot and just be scrolling for a long time and stuff. And the amount of people that are on there, because obviously I follow a bunch of coaches and stuff, and it's kind of got to the point where it's just kind of stupid, just like how everything is. You know what I mean? Like, oh, can't wait to design my own playbook, and like doing all these stupid ass tweets that they put out there and all this kind of stuff. I'm like, all right, shut the fuck up. Like nobody cares what you're gonna do when you start playing college football, the video game.
Well, it's
Nobody cares.
it's one of those things where got people our age that was like prime nostalgia, high school,
Yeah, for sure.
early college of you played NCAA. You bought NCAA and you bought Madden every year.
Yeah,
And you played NCAA more than Madden. I did at least. But people our age, that's like nostalgia.
yeah, sure.
You know, I saw a funny meme of like some kid saying, "Dad, you want to play NCAA 25 with me?" And freaking dad gets his hat, turns around,
Yeah,
and he says, then he goes 45, 45 or 45 skunk or 25 skunk, 21 skunk, the 7-year-old
yeah.
who's
I,
trying to play it for the first time.
yeah, my thing is like some of those people, and it's just like any other thing that pops up sometimes with those other coaches that hop online. They just all like geek out about it, about like certain specific things, or whatever. Like, there's one guy. Oh, I can't wait. Like I said, I can't wait to produce my playbook. What is y'all's playbook going to look like? I mean, like that typical banner that you get on there, and it's just like, oh, shut the, just get the
Dude,
game and play it.
enjoy
Enjoy it.
it.
What the whole world does not need to know that you ran inside zone and you're going to do counter and you're going to have bash off it. And you're blah, 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 you know what I mean? Like nobody
Right.
cares.
No
Nobody.
one cares you're going to run the flex bone.
But that's just
You know.
part of that little world on that social media page. That's why
Oh,
it's so.
100%. It's the whole look at me deal. Look what I'm going to do. But yeah, I agree with you, man. It's
I'll probably get it. I don't know for sure. Like I said, I haven't done nothing in a long time with video game. I haven't purchased one or anything, so
Oh, I'll tell you right now, I have pre-ordered that bitch.
I'm sure.
I've pre-ordered it where I'm going to get it 3 days early.
Yeah, I'll be honest with you. I'll be honest with you, Clete. Like obviously, it came out like because Trevor's geeking out about it too, and it's just like it's like
Well,
oh, that looks cool and blah blah blah.
they had a like him and his friend group in Monaghan's.
Yeah,
They had a freaking dynasty going.
yeah, I remember he's told me about it. But like, uh, they've talked about it and stuff. But I'll be honest with you, I don't think it's ever crossed my mind that I was like, all right, I'm gonna go buy that. I'm gonna buy it when it comes. Like I even told a kid at one point, I was like, they were talking about it. I'm like, I'm not even gonna go buy it when it first comes out. they're like, "What do you mean?" I'm like, "There's gonna be a million people playing it. It's probably servers are gonna crash. There's gonna be bugs. There's gonna be something. Like it's gonna. It can't. It's, no game with this amount of hype is gonna be able to be pulled off smooth. You know what I mean? Like there's
It's not
something.
going to be perfect.
Yeah, it's something's not gonna be perfect. And I'm not. And it could be. I don't know. But I'm not just gonna be. I'm not in my college days where I'm up at the store at midnight waiting for it to come out. You know what I mean?
Oh, 100. Yeah, but I have pre-ordered on my Xbox, and it's waiting to go.
There you go. I don't even know.
Yeah,
Like I
and
feel sorry for my poor Xbox downstairs. It's just sitting there collecting dust. It's just I don't have like it used to. Like I miss the days. It's like and Trevor and I we talk about it because he was on that phase too of playing Warzone all the time. But like going back and thinking about the days that we used to play nonstop.
oh my gosh.
Resurgence and all the above. Right?
Well, like
Be the
like
three or
right now,
four of us.
right now we would be playing.
Yeah, we would have been playing since we woke up. You know what I mean? Like over the summer, like we would have been from AM to PM. Now we probably would have had our breaks in between or whatever, just so our brains didn't fully melt. But like we would have been playing, we'd have been roasting each other, laughing, cussing, crying, all the above. Maybe picked up 2 wins. You know what I mean? Like, uh,
Yeah,
but had a great time. And then we kind of all kind of just, you know, kind of got off of it, for various reasons.
yeah.
or whatnot. And it's just been
Well, it's
one of those things like you fall off the wagon, it's hard to get back on. You know what I mean? So,
oh yeah, yeah. It's
and there's been nothing out there really to play that's been exciting. Like the last game I played was Cyberpunk 2077. Fantastic game. If you haven't
mm-hmm.
played it, go play it. Fantastic. But
Yeah,
and then I let me see. I forgot when it was. It was maybe a couple months ago. Turned on the Xbox. Of course, first thing I got to do, updating everything.
updates,
Update the
updates.
Xbox, update Call of Duty, all that stuff. Anyway, all that stuff got done. Went and played Call of Duty, and it was just like the handles, the controls, all the same stuff as usual. But just I haven't played it in so long, I just feel like I'm moving like this, and
You got some kid going. Pop, 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 pop,
yeah,
pop, pop,
and
pop, pop.
I messed with it beforehand before I played the game. Settings, I would do the not like the horizontal and vertical thing, like one this way, this way. Next day I went from this to like this, and I was like, all right,
Right.
I need to. It got to the point like I'm too far, and of course, they have new places to play, new maps, stuff like that. It's just like these people have been playing it for months. I just dropped it for the first time. I'm by myself, so I just went hid in the corner and waited until I got killed. So, and then I turned it off.
Fortnite kind of is hitting the itch for me ever so often. Like I said, I'll play an hour or two of Fortnite.
I haven't played that game forever.
It's they have the zero build, which I'm about. I don't have to worry about building. I can just shoot my gun.
That was the thing. Like, so when Fortnite first came out, before we were playing that, a buddy of mine in love, we used to play it all the time. I hated the building aspect.
Agreed. That I never played it because
Hated
of that.
it. Never good at it. You know what I mean? Didn't have the controls down to do it. Wasn't good at it to begin with. All that kind of stuff. And then you're playing, and next, stuff. You're shooting somebody. Next thing you know, they built the size, skyscraper, whatnot, spinning themselves, and you get fucking popped. You know what I mean? It's just like.
Mm-hmm.
So when Warzone came out, I was like, all right, this is more of my,
It's more
my
your
cup of tea.
speed.
Yeah.
Yeah. But like
And
I
of course,
said, man, it's
playing it with you and Jack and Cobbs and just, where Adam would fill in, or you know what I mean, we had that rotation, and then we had Cobb's buddies, the two brothers that would hop on and play, and like we had like this little community of people that we could play with.
yeah. There was about 6 to 8 of us.
Yeah, and it was crazy. It was. I wish we can go back to those days, or bring those days back to the future.
Yeah, just need COVID again.
Or we can just all start like, hey, get together, be like, all right, guys, we're on it, we're going, we're getting back.
Well, that hell,
Bring
dude,
the band back.
we can hardly schedule a damn podcast.
Well, certain things have changed.
I know, but it is one of those things where like hell, man. Nowadays, everyone's just busy.
Yeah,
Everyone is just we're a lot busier than we were 4 years ago.
yeah, for sure.
You know,
things have changed. Obviously the Cobbs have a beautiful girl that is, she is,
Precious.
yeah, she takes up their time in a good way. Obviously, then you have,
She is precious.
Benny's relocated. Well, the Benny never really, but like Adam's busy with his job. Obviously, I've relocated. You have relocated and have
I've relocated twice
relocated
since that
twice.
time.
Yep, and have a mistress. Not a mistress, but a madam.
I'm,
Yeah, mistress.
I'm mistress. You got a mistress.
you got a miss. You got a missus.
Yeah.
That's what I meant to say, missus. You have a missus now. So, and of course, Jack and Hannah are traveling around the world, mystery travel. So,
Right.
it's just left me with Scoob
And smoke.
and Smokey. So, been good.
All right, brother. Well,
All
fuck.
right. Yeah. So, anyways, like this is a great. This has been a great recap episode of just us kind of just get back together. Hardly
Yeah.
talked about sports except Jack going on a rant like he normally does when he pushes buttons. But
Yeah.
that's great, man.
Well,
We're an hour and 25, and I was running some errands today, and I was thinking of like something different for the show. Like 'cause for the most part, I thought it was just be you and I again and whatnot. So like I went to the thing where we're just gonna ask each other random questions. You know what I mean? Just kind of like sometimes what you see in the little videos, the guys in the street with people just asking questions and stuff. Like,
yeah.
we're gonna do that on the podcast. You know what I mean? So I found this thing that had different
Damn.
types of questions or whatever and whatnot, and then
Oh gosh.
we started talking. And Jack hopped on. What? Like, here's one of the questions: says, "Have you ever fallen off your bike in front of other people?" Yes, I have, in very embarrassing fashion.
I don't think I have.
I did.
At least I
I just
don't remember.
I've told y'all the story. It was really early on. 'Cause I told it on the show, I think, as well. Really early on in our history of the DBAB podcast, where I was upstate New York in college, and we lived on this house that was up this hill. Where I remember I was coming back from the grocery store on the bike, and on the side, like walking, about to walk in front of our place, was this chick, pretty good looking chick. So I was like, I'm gonna do this badass thing where I'm gonna speed past her, and I'm gonna jump up on the curb and land in front of her in front of our house. Be kind of cool like that. Well, that failed miserably. Hit the front tire as I was jumping, crashed right in front of her. She just walked around and kept me. So it's great. It's a great story.
Yeah. Sounds like it.
I had all these things. I even had sports trivia. Save it for next time. But hey, so just always appreciate you, big dog, hopping on here. Wishing you and Alexis all the best as y'all are transitioning from one house to another. I know y'all have a little bit of time to wait. Um,
Yeah. That's the frustrating thing right now. Is just we're in that freaking just waiting. You know, we're freaking waiting on. You know, I gotta be out by the 15th, which is next Sunday, I think. 15th, yeah. So sorry, Saturday. So I gotta be out by Saturday. So we're going to Corpus on the 13th and 14th, coming back the 15th. So I gotta have my plan is to have everything out out of the house by the 12th. So carpet can come in,
yeah,
do the floors. I can give the key to the people, and we'll be good to go. But it hasn't been too bad. It's just like,
it's the waiting part.
oh dude, then like July sometime we got a freaking, because these people are gonna be out like the 28th of June is their last day. The house won't be ready till July 15th. And so that's the earliest time we can get in is July 15th, which sucks, but it is what it is. Because I did ask him, said, is there any way we can get in earlier? No,
Right.
sorry. Okay. I'll figure out to ask, at least.
Yeah, for sure. Without any further ado, to my man. Again, appreciate you being on here. Like I said, wish you all the best. Hopefully, y'all are doing all the best. Enjoy your summer as you are duly entitled to. Right, have fun with it. Congratulations again to the 7-on-7 team, and good luck as well to the Lyman Challenge.
Appreciate it.
Whatever else is going on. So, also good
Yeah.
luck to your Aggies tonight. College
Yeah, they're down
baseball.
6-2 on the third.
All right, not a bad start.
No, they're down.
I know that's what I'm saying. I was
Yeah.
being sarcastic. So
Thanks.
no worries. So thanks for picking up on that first time. So
Yeah, of course.
but anyways, for all of our listeners out there, thank you for taking the time to give us about 90 minutes of your day to listen to us just get up here and ramble and talk to each other and whatever the case may be. If you ever have comments or anything like that, you want to reach out to us, you want to be a guest on the show, just reach out to one of us. We can make it happen. Also, you can find the DBAB podcast anywhere podcasts can be found. Apple, Spotify, all the above. You can see our beautiful faces on YouTube. We'll upload the episode there. We're also on X, aka Twitter, but only to post about new episodes. Nothing else gets posted on that. Just to let you know. But you can also go on there and give us some comments or posts or questions, whatever the case may be that you may have for us or that you want us to talk about or you want to come on the show and talk about. Come on, we're always welcoming new people to the show. We are not, going to scare anybody off or anything like that. But always remember to be the light. Or also, know here, lastly, if I can speak properly in my mind, that this is DBAB Podcast.